And welcome back, one and all, where we left off last time. We were just about to finish the Out of the Shadows. Let's see what happens. We have to make a phone call, apparently. And we have to speak to James Telestrian III. We are in control again, and that's really all we can do. There's nothing else to do in this area. And after we broke up the ritual, Eltimar chased Jessica into a small chamber where she was cornered by a couple of buggers. Guess they weren't too impressed with her performance. They were about to eat her. And he let them. It was gruesome, but I guess she had it coming. Still, I could do without all that crunching. So the nest has been cleaned out, the shaman is dead, and your cousin Lynn is being transported to a mental hospital for observation. James assesses you with a newfound respect. Very clean. I believe our test project of Aegis was a success, Eltimar. Air Brockhouse is having it weaponized now for distribution to Knight Errant forces. The authorities are going to have a great many questions about this incident, and I will need to provide details. The Universal Brotherhood has a great many chapter houses, and they must be dealt with immediately. What about my 1.5 million nuyen? Ah, yes, do not be concerned. I will keep my end of the bargain. Mr. Quoth? Sir? See that our hero gets his reward. After deductions, of course. Deductions? Yes, of course. You still owe me for your raid on my offices. $550,000 in damages to the building, $525,000 in Matrix firewall upgrades, $400,000 in death benefits for dead security, $10,000 in recruiting costs for new security, net payment 15,000 nuyen. May I have your cred stick, please? Something like that. Quite. This is simple accounting, Eltimar. Business. I'm sure you can understand. Still, you were of service. There can be no debate on that topic. A yeoman's effort, to be sure. And regardless of your obvious flaws, you are deserving of a reward. What would you ask of me? I hear you have an opening for a VP of Security. Telestrian regards you for a moment. He seems to be choosing his words. Unfortunately, a human is not an appropriate fit for Telestrian Industries Corporation executive. I'm sure you understand. However, I believe whoever fills the position would benefit from an executive consultant of your caliber. The position will pay handsomely, I assure you. Report to work on Monday. Just wear something more appropriate. Good day. And now we have to speak with people. There are several people, like Coyote. Guess that's that, huh? Sam's killer is bug food. He finally got his justice. All that's left is to get paid. What will you do with the money? Save it. You never know, you'll be down on your luck again. You don't seem like the type. Coyote grins for the first time. Well, I'm gonna grab Paco, head back to the Union, maybe watch Trid or something. I could use a long shower too. After that, back to destroying the BTL trade. Yep, sure as I'm standing here. I'm gonna take a flamethrower to that whole slagging business. One squad at a time if I have to. Be careful. That last place was run by the Yakuza, and they're not going to forget you. Her jaw sets, her eyes harden, and she's Coyote again. Let them come. If the Yakuza wants me, they're going to find me. Nothing I can do about that. Some people choose to live in fear, but not me. Not today. Today, I run the shadows. Get paid, get dirty. See you around, Eltimar. You're quite a guy. I can honestly say I've never met anyone quite like you. True that. Harlequin. The painted elf is watching the scene unfold around the Universal Brotherhood with a grimace. Well, kid, it's been fun, but I've seen everything I care to see today. I'm gonna get out of here. Okay, seriously, who are you? A friend. Until I need you for something. Then, I'm a bastard. Where's Air Brockhouse? I thought he'd be here too. He flew back to Berlin. All sorts of things brewing there. He was very impressed with you, though. It could probably turn into work someday, but I'd forget about him if I were you. Never make a deal with a dragon, kid. They're playing a different game entirely. Is there a problem? He gestures at the crowd as he speaks. Look around you. Note the members of the press being shuffled away by Universal Brotherhood spokespeople to get a private briefing. The Brotherhood is connected. A damage control team is probably on the way now. Does the press really matter? Because important people know about it, like a great dragon or a billionaire industrious elf? Let me show you something. He nods his head towards James Telestrian. Note the expression on the UCAS FBI agent speaking to Telestrian. Dismissive, isn't it? That's because there's no love lost between the UCAS and Tingear. They're not going to trust what he's telling them, and frankly, I have no idea what he's telling them. James plays his own game. Always has. The FBI isn't stupid enough to ignore this. Harlequin rolls his eyes. No, of course they're not. Government agencies are well known for their perspicacity. I have no idea what that means, actually. There's no racism in government. That was wiped out in the 20th century. This is getting fun. Oops. Oh, crap. I went too far. Government, media, business all works to ensure the truth stays hidden. Working together? I don't think so. Me either. In a way, it's worse. It's a series of conspiracies, conflicting agendas, and petty jealousies, all building upon, feeding upon, and excreting into an unending web of dreck that people wade through every day and call life. If there was one Dark Lord controlling everything and we could drive a magic sword through his heart to free the world, that'd be grand. Such clarity, such focus, alas. So what's the lesson in all of this, that I did all of it for nothing? He laughs, just the opposite, schmuck. The lesson is this: the game is rigged. The cards are stacked, the dice are loaded. It's the same as it always was. Every cycle, people in power exert power. Little people cower in their homes thinking what they're told to think, and buy whatever product will help them forget how horrible their lives are for another day. That's why we don't play their fragging game. We don't swallow their Dreck sandwich and politely ask for another. That's why we run the shadows. That's where real life is, kiddo. Reality's living in places no one wants you to see. See you around, Harlequin. McCluskey. McCluskey's alternating between trying to look important and trying to avoid actual work. What are you looking at, Chub? Nothing. Just some asshole. Nothing to say to him, I guess. Dresden. The little coroner is surprised to see you, but he can't hide his delight. Hey, Eltimar, I was wondering if I was going to see you again. Guess I shouldn't be surprised to find you here. Just making more work for you. Thanks, but I prefer natural causes. He pops his eyebrows, eager. You know it's all over the trivet, right? They found the Emerald City Ripper dead at some asylum out in Snohomish, sorry, of all places. Turns out he'd been masquerading as the head administrator or something. They found him dead from some sort of vigilante attack. Heelan's almost conspired. We already talked to him about this. Why, Dresden, I have no idea what you mean. That's what I thought. Well, no one can say we already talked to him. This was like a way previous video. So the big question, what about the dead man's switch? Now that the Ripper's dead, are you going to collect? Damn right I'm going to collect. Excellent, I'm sure you deserve it. How do you collect? I was told I need a secure line to call the number Sam gave me. Can't use my comm link. He brightens. Lone Star's emergency response team set a secure line right here to coordinate their efforts. I can authorize you to use it. Thanks, Dresden. Don't mention it. Take care, Eltimar. And finally, Jake Armitage. Who is... Oh, there he is. Jake shakes his head, smirking as you approach. Then you finally get close. He breaks out laughing. I heard the Universal Brotherhood was getting shot up on the police scanner. Knew it had to be you. Did you get her? Did you doubt I would? Not for a minute. He scratches his mop of red hair. Guess that concludes the story of Eltimar and the dead man's switch, huh? You know, I've been thinking, maybe you should stay in Seattle for a while. There's plenty of ways folks like us can get into trouble here. You only skimmed the surface. I heard Mitsahama's looking for a team. No idea what that's about, but it could be lucrative. And I just got word that something's going on at Crater Lake. The Tears got it on total lockdown. No fly zone. The whole thing. There could be something in it for us if we poke around. And then there's always the Orc Underground. Haven't seen that yet, have ya? Got plenty of friends there who are good for a job. Something's bound to come up. What do you say? I'll think about it, Jake. You do that. If you want to find me, I'll be McCracken's later. Got a taste for some seafood. Take it easy, chummer. And now we just have to find the phone. The phone before you has a simple numerical keypad. You can use it to call Sam's law firm and cash in on the dead man's switch. Let's do it. You tap the phone number into Sam's lawyer gave you days ago. The phone rings 7 times before someone finally answers. The image of a lawyer on the other end of the vid phone is noticeably different from the one you saw a few days ago. The noise in the background sounds like it's coming from a bar. Yeah? He squints into the phone and recognition slowly appears on his face. Oh, hey, it's you, Eltimar, right? So you got Sam's killer, huh? Yeah, I got Sam's killer. That's great. Hold on, let me slot Sam's video for you. He fumbles for a moment and the camera jerks crazily, then it goes to static and is replaced by Sam. Good old Sam. Sam still looks like Drek. Same clothes, same background, probably shot at the same time as the first video. Hey buddy, looking good, he giggles. If you're calling this number, that means the job is done, right? He closes his eyes, shakes his head. Congratulations, amigo. I knew you'd do it. You're always the dependable one. More than me anyways. He looks back at you, trying to speak soberly. I just want to say thank you for whatever you did. It means a lot, not even knowing what you did. It still means a lot, because I know you did something. You know what I mean? I know you made it right somehow. He pauses, tilts his head back, his breath hitches in his chest. You're the only one that ever gave it. Whoever tried to help me, never. Except my sister, she tried more than once. She tried, I never let her though. Never let her in, I regret that a lot. Did I ever tell you about her buddy? We're twins. We're twins, I guess. So you still a twin after one of you dies? I don't know, doesn't matter, I guess. He sighs heavy. God, listen, do me a favor, will you? If you talk to her, her name's Jessica, tell her I'm sorry, okay? For everything. She'll know what for, she's Catholic, so she'll forgive me. I need her to forgive me. Just tell her I love her. Ooh. He straightens himself, shakes it off, the grin is back. Anyway, you need to get paid, which would be great, except for one thing. Got nothing, never did. You know how it is, right? Sorry, but hey, thanks again for giving a crap, seriously. I appreciate it. You giant beehole. Tell you what, if you feel sorry about it, look into my family background a bit. There's gotta be people with money in there somewhere. Maybe one of them can throw you a few bucks. Take care, amigo. See you in hell. He reaches forward and shuts off the camera. The vid screen goes to static and the call ends. There's a moment of silence and you feel a tug on your jacket. It's Dresden. So what did he say? He told me to never trust a dead man. The Emerald City Ripper killings are sensationalized for several weeks. Lurid reports focus on the killer masquerading as the administrator of Mercy Mental Hospital. Soon after, pop singer Maria Mercurial is cast as the lead in Dr. Ripper, a trivid thriller about a reporter who goes undercover as a mental patient to uncover a serial killer. Seattle Newsnet reports a shootout at the chapter house of the Universal Brotherhood. Witnesses claim that a gang of religious fanatics stormed the building for unknown reasons but committed suicide before they could be captured. All mention of insect spirits, James Celestrian III, or Shadowrunners are kept out of the news. 1 year later, the city of Chicago declares a quarantine area between Lake Michigan and the Des Plaines River. Officially, Chicago Containment Zone is established to fight an outbreak of an infectious virus, but an infestation of insect spirits is suspected by those who know. A mature form of Project Aegis called FABS-3 is eventually deployed to remove the bug threat from Chicago. The Watts family name has since been locked to the shadows. And that is the end of Shadowrun Returns. That's also the end of our Lunchtime Let's Play series for now. I'm going to be starting up a new one tomorrow night. It's going to be Final Fantasy. I think I'm going to dip my toe into the Final Fantasy world a little bit. I wonder if it has save state. I hope it does, because otherwise it's going to be interesting trying to find save points and stuff. We'll see how it goes. But the first Final Fantasy we're going to play is going to be Final Fantasy IV, because it is... Actually, it's my second favorite. Maybe we should... Okay, so those of you who know Final Fantasy know that North American releases and Japanese releases were very different. So Final Fantasy IV was Final Fantasy II in North America, but Final Fantasy II is actually a different game entirely. So we're going to be doing Final Fantasy IV, which is the one with Cecil. It's my second favorite Final Fantasy of the old Final Fantasies. So we'll do 4, and then 6, and then 5. It's not like they have a cohesive storyline, so it doesn't matter if I do them out of order. So we're going to do 4 first. It's my favorite. It has a good storyline. We'll do 4, and then 6, and then we'll do the remainder as we come across them. Figure that out. They're going to be long games anyways. So that's the end of this series. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and have yourselves a wonderful evening.